exposing the truth behind the lies, and fighting for the freedom of awareness. Listen at your own risk. America's first competition talk show. You're in the hub.
I'll keep you my dirty little secret.
That was the end of Fantasia. Only a few fragments of this once rich and beautiful world had been left by the nothing.
Good day and welcome to the Hub. The National Conference of Black Mayors recently went to Washington, D.C. for a little powwow about clean energy solutions and how to move their many of them urban areas around the country where they are mayors of into the new age of clean energy and providing new jobs, new clean energy jobs. Because I guess they were emitting more carbon than the rest of the world. And I guess they realized that this would be carbon discrimination in their case. Or I'd have to wonder if it would be. But they went to Washington, D.C. to talk with a variety of different groups about how they can move their areas into the new age, clean energy age. And honestly, I think it's the last thing that should be on your mind at this point. If I am the part of the National Conference of Black Mayors, in a lot of the areas that they represent, unemployment is higher than the national average.
Oh, absolutely.
And so in an age where we're all struggling to find jobs, employment seems to be a top bidding issue. I guess getting more people into the workforce increases energy output. And energy used is always more efficient than energy unused. So if you want to increase energy efficiency, get people to work. Jeff? Am I off or am I off?
I defer to Larry.
You defer to Larry. You defer.
Let's just look at the energy we're talking about. When you do, right now in Georgia, they're looking at building a solar field, and it's going to power enough homes. It's going to cost, I think, $25 million, and it's going to power 1,800 homes. The cost per kilowatt is 20 to 25 cents per kilowatt. You do a nuclear power plant, they're talking about doing a boondoggle. It's going to cost 10 times more to build, but it's going to feed 100 times more people, 1.8 million people, and then your kilowatt hours is 4 to 5 cents a kilowatt. And when you do when you look at the solar field, it's going to employ, once it's built, it's going to maintain about 25 full-time employees. The nuclear power plant is going to employ 800 full-time employees. It's going to employ 3,500 workers to build it until you have it built. And so if you want to create jobs and you want to get energy going, a nuclear power plant is going to be your clean energy source, and you don't have to worry about the sun or anything else. When you have a demand for energy, you can ramp it up right away.
Well, I mean, and they're saying here that these mayors should be spending their time promoting policies that make more sense than this. I mean, this is intuitively nonsensical.
Correct.
And I mean, they wouldn't unless I guess you could say they wouldn't be promoting this unless they were intuitively nonsensical themselves. So clearly, they are not. After all, this is the National Conference of Black Mayors. So I'm guessing, are we calling the National Conference of Black Mayors stupid? that would make us racist.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I guess that would make you a Tea Party activist, Jeff.
Yeah.
What do you think? You did not come on expecting to be accused of racism, but you know, I mean, apparently, if you're bringing to mind questions such as this, you are clearly a racist.
You know, they can spin it
Could be projecting
any way that they want to, and they clearly will. You know, the bottom line is here, Joel, is it will be more taxes, more government, more intrusion. The initiative with nuclear energy is that it's clean, it's efficient. We have the resources in place that it will power the grid across the country, and we need to implement that.
Yeah, well,
we should have done it 45 years ago.
Well, and that's the thing, because the technology has been there that long, and we're not living in the
Absolutely.
Chernobyl age anymore. This
Exactly.
stuff is safe and it's clean and it works.
Hey, I was in Chernobyl in 800 miles from Chernobyl in '99.
Great vacation spot.
Swam. I was on a mission trip. I swam in the lake. I'm not glowing.
He was
10
on
years later.
He was on a mission to survive, folks. Congratulations, he did. Now they could have gone down to the National Black Chamber of Commerce while they were in D.C., and if they had done that, they would have actually learned that the studies they have received recently from the NBCC by CRA International are estimating that job losses to the American economy for clean energy initiatives like what we're hearing more and more about this year with the climate and global warming crowd, climate change crowd, would kill 2.5 million jobs in America, and that there are
That
a
puts
lot
us over
better
10 million
ways.
job losses.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, it would, I guess, further tip the scale. But honestly, a good point that was brought up in an article I was reading recently is that if this were to actually be effective, if climate change was actually worth a hill of beans, if the science was actually relevant, we wouldn't be spending $300 million to convince you of that. Real science has a way of convincing you on its own merits. And I mean, even T. Boone Pickens, with all of his windmill energy solutions, has now backed away from this. Even he is now saying, I can't get the grants that I needed from Texas, from Houston and other places to try and lay the grid that would need to be laid to move this energy coming from my windmill farms into the city onto the grids where it would actually be utilized. He tried and promoted wind energy and alternative energy solutions and found out that it was not economically feasible to work that model at this point. And he lost his shirt in the process, but not before he lobbied hard for it as a legitimate alternative energy source. Then we realized that he was just in debt up to his eyes on this thing, and he had to get something from it. I guess it's just a several $100 million lesson learned.
Well, you got to realize that when you have a power plant and you send the energy from, say let's do cross state lines, energy is going to degrade their power as it goes further it goes. And so you can't have one plant in Arizona and think it's going to reach all the way to Michigan. You've got to have several plants in the way. And that's what the wind and solar isn't going to allow you to have. You can't build a wind plant everywhere.
I just say,
Look,
Jeff.
there's all types of energy sources. There's biodiesel. There is the resources are here, Joel. The resources are here, and we can do it efficiently and we can do it effectively. We should have never positioned the United States of America to be dependent on the foreign sources that are here to kill us. And that has got to be priority and job number one. We have got to remove ourselves from a stranglehold from entities that want to harm us.
Well, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I know the truth. The fact of the matter is more blacks live in urban areas, so a carbon tax is a racist tax. Just like a tan tax is a racist tax against white folk, because 90% of the folks using the tanning bed are white. So, Jeff, I hate to tell you, man, any way you spin it, you're a racist.
Yeah, and I'm a member of the Tea Party as well.
All right, connected the dots here. You let your mind wander. We'll see you tomorrow on The Hub.